In America, we talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, those famous words penned by Thomas Jefferson. What is the pursuit of happiness? Now, I have a few ideas as a lawyer what Jefferson might have thought about that. But in a larger sense, the pursuit of happiness really applies to all of us. And we're going to tell you what we think is the key to happiness.
But first, we want to talk about mid-single life. Middle-aged singles who have loved and lost either through divorce or death or having not yet been married and having had their hearts broken by fiancés or boyfriends or girlfriends in the past. They legitimately have a lot to complain about. And we really feel for all of them because we've been there.
We've done our share of complaining. In fact, I've said many times that I reached out to a wide circle of friends because I was conscious that I would wear any one person out. In fact, I brought this up to my son the other day, and he said, "Dad, you wore a lot of people out."
Even though you spread it around.
With my complaining about my former wife. And
yeah, so we get it. I did the same thing.
And what is the key to becoming unstuck from this negative way of thinking that keeps us stuck in a place in life where we can't move forward to new relationships and happier experiences?
Well, one of those things is the one tool that can change your life that we gave in the previous video.
Right, and the place that that's going to take you has a lot to do with gratitude. Now, we hear all the time that gratitude is important, that it's important to be grateful, but we couch that more often in discussions of good manners. That when someone does something for you, you should say thank you and you should be grateful. And of course, that's important. But this is a much deeper principle than that.
Gratitude is a state of being and it's a thought. So it's both a thought and an emotion. It's a story about your facts that lead to elevated emotions if you choose the right stories.
I remember after I had been divorced and broke for several years, and I mean financially broke, I had a new career opportunity arise. And I moved to Texas, and my little car didn't have air conditioning, and living out in Midland, Texas without AC in the summer is a really tough thing to do. I bought a new car. Now, a lot of people may not have thought it was too fancy, but it had leather seats and a nice stereo and a sunroof. It was comfortable and fun to drive. I tell you, after driving a clunker for several years, every time I got behind the wheel of that car, I just felt so grateful to have it. And funny thing about that is, I think I enjoyed that car probably more than any other car I ever had. I had nicer cars than that, but the difference is in here. And what's in here comes from what's up here. And so we've had a chance to think about this a lot, and I can tell you, you can only enjoy anything to the extent that you appreciate it. If you have conscious thoughts about how lucky you are or blessed you are to have a certain thing or a certain person in your life, you're going to be a happier person.
Absolutely, and I love that thought, and I think it's worth repeating. You can only enjoy something to the extent that you appreciate it. And so therefore, the key to happiness is gratitude.
You know, Cathy, as I think about this, I also remember during my first marriage, I had two beautiful kids. I had the beautiful wife and the nice big house overlooking the ocean, some of the trappings of professional success. And yet, to me, it all just felt just normal.
You grow up, you get married, you have a family, you have a career. Normal.
It's just normal stuff, right? The problem is, folks, if it's just normal, it isn't special. And the only way you're going to really enjoy it is if you understand that it's special. If your thoughts lead you to gratitude, to feeling grateful for all the things you've been blessed with and that you enjoy. And if you're at a time in life where you would rather be partnered but you're not, there's still many things you can do to cultivate that gratitude in your own life.
Your trials don't have to define your value. In fact, they shouldn't. What can define your value are the elevating stories that you choose about the facts of your life. And I know that one of the toughest things, and yet one of the best things I ever did for myself during my divorce, was to write in a gratitude journal. I could hardly think of anything to be thankful for, and yet I had a lot. I had a lot to be thankful for, but I couldn't feel it unless I chose to think it. And as I chose to think it, it helped me heal. It helped me find some peace and solace, even if only for a moment. But those moments became wider and eventually became my new normal.
Cultivating thoughts that will cultivate feelings and an energy of gratitude. And by being grateful, you will appreciate things more and thus enjoy them more.
We invite you to be very intentional about cultivating gratitude in your life.
Remember, friends, any time is a great time for more love in your life.